All right, so I want to talk about the EMC Fast VP technology. Fast VP actually stands for something. Fully
Storage-
automated storage,
steering,
tiering,
yeah.
virtual provision.
Okay.
Think so? Okay. So Fast VP, to me, was more a marketing pitch than a technology pitch. It works pretty good, but I don't believe that it's fully realized the marketing pitch that EMC gives on it. But let me show you what it is, okay? So Fast VP was developed at the time that flash storage was first coming to market and was very expensive, all right? So what EMC came up with, I'm sorry, different ratio. So there's essentially three kinds of traditional storage technologies, right? Flash, which is high speed, low latency, very expensive. There's fiber channel technology,
You're speaking very broad terms, by the way.
very broad terms.
Fiber channel, or are you talking SAT?
Fiber channel is a disk technology,
Oh.
okay? And fiber channel storage is moderate speed, moderate latency, and medium priced. And James is absolutely right, this is a complete broad brush, because you can get very high performance fiber channel, and the challenges in the technology landscape is that the cost of flash is headed to a point where this technology will no longer even be for sale. You don't need to buy it.
Yeah, it's cheaper.
No need.
Flash is cheaper.
Why are you going to buy a spinning disk when you can have a solid state? But hold on, one more is SATA. SATA is an actual interconnect also. It's a serial interconnect on the back end. SATA disk is low speed, high, I'm not going to call it high latency. It's still fairly neat, and that makes it sound worse than it is. Medium latency, but cheap. SATA is what you find in your laptop.
And
Right.
FC is SAS?
No, SAS is not listed here.
Okay.
SAS was an interim technology.
Okay.
But generally speaking, these are big and slow,
Yeah. Yeah.
big
Smaller.
and fast,
Big and fast.
small and super fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. The market is changing so fast here, though, that it's very difficult to pound any of these into a specific silo of this is what it is. All right. Anyways, let's go back to fast. So inside of VMAX, you've got the controllers.
Also, this is again all VMAX.
This is VMAX. This is a
It's all
VMAX technology.
EMC again.
Yep.
Fast is an EMC's kind of technology kind of deal, right?
The controllers run an operating system called Ngenuity. All right? And Ngenuity has a feature called fast. Fast. So, what you do with fast is you virtualize the VMAX into storage pools. All right? The storage pools consist of, oh, hang on, let me back up. Typical out of the factory VMAX has 10% flash, 25% fiber channel,
65.
thank you, 65% SATA, all right? That's typical. It could be anything.
Yeah.
It could be much more flash, much more fiber channel. It depends, and I'll show you what happens. So you virtualize the storage pool across the technologies, all right? So instead of building a disk device out of SATA, Fiber Channel, or Flash. You build it out of a virtual storage device that spans all three, okay? And then when you provision this to a server and build the file system, it puts all the data in the middle, right? It literally writes the blocks to the middle, and Ngenuity keeps an eye on the access patterns of specific blocks, all right? And what it does over time, that's the problem we have with a lot of our customers is they think if they change the policy, they're going to see an immediate change in behavior. It takes days. All right, it takes days to see change in behavior because, remember, I'm not dealing with Santos, the consumer. I'm dealing with the ocean of consumers, right? So you're a few of these specs, but I got, all the other consumers are in here, right? So it's very difficult to operate against your little workload because the VMAX is considering the entire workload, all right? Anyways, here's what happens. Over time, it begins to recognize that a lot of these disk blocks are frequently accessed. So it moves them up into Flash. So it moves a little bit of your hottest data, assuming that's the access pattern. It moves a little bit of your hottest data up to Flash so that it performs better. And equally interesting is if you don't touch any of this data for a specific amount of time, it puts it down on the cheap stuff because it knows you're not even reading it. So why store it anywhere is expensive? The proposition, the marketing proposition of this is over time, EMC can use their tools that are connected to Ngenuity to tell you that when it's time to buy the next 100 terabytes for this VMAX, that you only need 90 terabytes of SATA, 10 terabytes of the good stuff. You don't need any fiber channel, for example. And their point is they're trying to drive down the blended cost of a terabyte of storage.
And they're also going to give us the
By leveraging
blend.
that.
What is our blend typical data?
Yeah,
blend?
Yes.
they'll give you a drive mix.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's a little more detail to this, but this is it in a nutshell. James, anything to add on that?
No, it's good. It's a very good summary. There's a lot of detail in here.
Lots more to add.
Yeah, there's a lot we can do to
It's
unpack this. But
it's tiered. So basically, they're tiering based on usage.
yeah, they're
Automated.
basing usage. So this is fast VP, and then you layer fast policies on top of this.
Yes,
right?
we didn't talk about fast policies. Now, let's talk about fast policies, which have nothing to do with the amount of disk
That you have.
that you have. But you do write policies that say, a platinum policy
Right.
has, is 50, 100, 0, for example.
I got it.
For example, 50, 100, 0 means 100% of your data is eligible to sit in Fiber Channel. 0% is eligible to go to SATA. We never want it destaging to the cheapest, slowest. And half of your data is eligible for Flash.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that half of your data will go to Flash. It's eligible to go to Flash. All right? A gold policy, for example, might be 20, 100, 100. All right? So again, it's not how much will move there, it's how much is eligible to move there.
Yeah.
All right? This stuff gives us headaches in chargeback because it's really, really difficult to charge back the storage policy. We really don't have that piece of the art down yet.
So do we have this fast VP?
Oh, yeah,
And do we
everywhere.
have policies already
Yes.
set? Okay, so we have.
In distributed, everywhere,
So we
not
have.
in mainframe.
So we have. Yeah. Okay. So we have platinum, gold policies set.
Yes.
Yes.
Mainframe is 100% fiber channel.
Yeah. So but-
Because I told you earlier, the aggressive it takes days to figure this stuff out.
Yeah.
And if your HSM policy says move data after 4 days, fast is not gonna do anything.
So all our VMAXs are policy based.
Yes,
All our distributed VMAX
all of them.
with fast VP.
Yep.
We have.
Yep. Now, there's one more thing I wanna show you while we're in VMAX. because
So
it's-
we have usage based tiering, or I shouldn't say usage based, but policy based tiering.
Yes.
Applications get certain
Yes.
certain level of service levels, right? SLAs.
So the policy does not guarantee an SLA.
Nope.
VMAX 3 has guaranteed SLAs, but we don't have VMAX 3.
Okay.
And VMAX 3 SLOs, as they call
SLO.
them, if they still won't commit to an A, is based off EMC configuring that mix for you. So what they do is they say, okay, if you want your platinum policy, if you define that platinum policy to be this many IOs, this millisecond response rate, all that kind of jazz, right? Then we're gonna put a specific mix in your box. You don't get to control that, Mr. Storage guy, because you're not competent enough to manage your storage yourself. We're gonna do it for you.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah, EMC basically says, we're gonna configure your policies out of the box, and then you can't go on there and you can change the membership from gold to silver to bronze or up and down, but you can't change the actual delivery.
Yeah. So one more hardware-based thing that I want you to recognize with VMAX. And really this is sort of the difference between a tier 1 product and a tier 2 product. And that's again comes back to resilience. All right. Tier 1, you're paying top dollar for top shelf resilience. Availability, right? A VMAX has what you call engines in it. So I showed you 2 engines. I call them controllers, but they're really called engines. You can have up to 8 engines in a single VMAX. Now, when you have engines, you're adding ingest capability because it has front-end ports, meaning a wide fan. Are you familiar with fan-in ratio?
No.
So fan-in ratio is the number of connections you can make.
Okay. I get
Right?
it, yeah.
And it also has more back-end fan-out ratio, right? So you could talk to the disks over many more paths.
Right.
All right. So the more engines you have, the
More access.
more powerful it is likely to be. It doesn't guarantee power. It's more likely to be. For example, our VMAX 20Ks, which are an older generation, we are already saturating the back-end I/O capability using Oracle writing to disks, reading from disks actually.
That's in part because VMAX 2 had a pretty significant, I'd say, design flaw.
Yes.
In that if you didn't build it with all 8 engines to begin with and spread your disks evenly on the back end, trying to go back and add engines and do that proper spread on your disks later,
Manual moves.
damn near impossible.
Yeah. Is there anything else about VMAX hardware that's of interest right here?
I haven't heard about compression or dedupe, but we can do it tomorrow.
This platform does neither.
VMAX 1 and 2 will not do deduplication and will not do
Compression.
compression natively. VMAX 3 provides opportunities for some elements of those, but limited.
We haven't talked about NetApp, which does do deduplication and compression.
Keep in mind, VMAX was architected to be a tier 1 6 nines plus delivery platform. Its job is to be up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and be bulletproof. And that's what it does. And it does it really well. If you want deduplication and you want some of the other functionality, doesn't make a lot of sense to buy the most expensive array of God's creator.
Right.
There's other ways to do that.
Right. This is built for
So this is
resilience.
Ferrari. Don't try to
Right. Now,
do 60 miles per hour on it.
EMC's learning that this isn't a good strategy, so the VMAX 3 provides